Hi guys, we are going to start our second op art project today where we are doing what I like to call a waffle drawing. I call it a waffle because it looks like a waffle, but we are going to be focusing on primary or secondary colors. And I just wanted to start by showing you an example. This is a primary color completed project, but you could do secondary if you wanted. So reminder, primary colors are reds, yellows, and blues, while secondary colors are purples, oranges, and bright greens. So today you're going to need your project paper, you're going to need a ruler, and you're going to need a pencil, okay? Okay, so first thing on the back of your paper, go ahead and write your name. Once again, I would write it small and in the corner. That way if you have to start over, instead of giving you a new paper, we can just erase that and turn your paper over, all right? Then turn your paper over. Set your ruler at the bottom of your page. As you can see, your project paper is exactly 12 inches. So you are going to make a little mark at each inch, just like when we did our animal grid drawings. Be really careful that you're not on the centimeter side, okay? You're gonna make a mark at each inch. Once you are done with that, you are going to use your ruler and you are going to draw your vertical lines at every inch. This is even more important than when we did our animal grid drawings. You have to have straight lines, and you have to have even spaced columns, okay? Because once again, that's how illusions work, is with precision and measurements and math, and if they're off, then it's going to throw off your entire drawing, okay? So you're going to draw vertical lines all the way up. Okay, now Mr. O is going to pause the video right here and give you guys some time to do that. If you see that somebody sitting at your table, not across the room, at your table is struggling, please help them. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 spaces when you are done. So he's going to pause the video for you and let you work, and then when he sees that most of you are done, we'll move on to the next step. When you are ready for the next step, you're going to turn your paper the other direction. You're going to set your ruler at the bottom, and you're going to make a mark at every inch again. Okay, and then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to draw a vertical line at every inch marker so that we create a nice big checkerboard on our paper. Once again, I'm going to have Mr. O pause the video for you so that you guys have time to get caught up. And we will move on in just a minute. Okay, once our checkerboards are done, we then need to go in and start adding the detail on our drawing to make it look like the waffle, okay? So, this is going to get a little tricky, but I want you to stay with me. Now we have to draw some diagonal lines, okay? I'm going to start about 3 rows up. So what you need to do, and this is going to be really tricky, okay? You're going to line up your ruler so it goes through the corner of each box exactly, and you're going to draw a line. Now, I didn't draw that super dark, okay? And I'm going to hold this a little bit closer for you, okay? Do you see how it, turn it this way for you. Do you see how it goes through diagonally and it exactly splits the square in half? Exactly. It touches the corner exactly. You have to now do that to every row, okay? Now, once again, if you do this and Mr. O comes around and you've done it incorrectly, you have to erase and start over, okay? If your lines do not exactly go through the center of your squares, then the illusion will be off, unfortunately, okay? So he's going to really be checking on you guys to make sure that this goes through the center of each square and that you're lining up your ruler exactly how it should be. Okay, so let's take a closer look at my first 4. Okay, do you see how they go exactly diagonally through each square? This is super important, okay? I'm going to keep working. I'm going to finish mine. When Mr. O is ready, he's going to pause this video and allow you guys time to do this. Once again, please be nice to your neighbors. If you see that they're super struggling with this concept and don't understand, and you grasp it really quickly, please help them out. Also, please really take your time and make sure your ruler is lined up correctly and that you're making those lines where they need to go, because it's so much easier to do it right the first time. Imagine having to erase this and start all over. Okay, so I'm just going to keep going while you guys work, and if he needs to pause it for you guys, he will pause it for you. Okay, I'm going to stop right there with just about that much done, and I'm going to let you guys get caught up. Okay, when all your diagonal lines are done and we're ready to move on, now, doesn't matter which way you turn your paper, I like to turn it so the diagonal lines are going this direction, but that is up to you, okay? Now we have to draw a box in each square, okay? Here's what I mean by that. So I'm going to start here, and you're going to draw a box in your square with your pencil that almost looks like an arrow, okay? Do you see it right there? It almost looks like an arrow where the corner of the box sits right on that diagonal line, okay? Now, 2 things are super important. 1, that you draw a straight box. If your box looks like this, that is not okay, okay? Let's look at it up close. Do you see my bad one? That is not okay. They need to look exactly alike. So you need to take your time and really think about, how big am I making these? Do they look almost identical in every box? Okay? One thing you could do is you could set your ruler out like this, and you could say, here's the bottom of my box, here's the bottom of my box, bottom of my box, and do that for every one. So do you see how I drew the bottom of my boxes? Let's look at that a little bit closer. See how I drew the bottom of the boxes, and then I just have to go up, and now they're all exactly the same size. Okay, so let's do that again on the next row. So I'm going to line my ruler up. Again, bottom, bottom. I'm going to draw the bottom of all my boxes, and then I can go back and add the tops of all my boxes. Okay, you want them to be almost exactly the same size. So let's look at that a little bit closer. Okay, do you see my boxes? All right, so that is your last step for today, is to finish your boxes. If you do not finish today, it is okay, but your boxes have to be the same size. They have to have straight lines, and the corner of the box has to touch that diagonal line. Okay, your entire paper needs to be done, but if you do not get it done today, it is okay. I would rather you take your time than rush through and make a mistake. Okay, this is going to take a lot of patience, a lot of patience. If you mess up, you will erase and do it again. Okay, so just take your time. Ask questions if you need help. Ask Mr. O if you need anything, and we will move on to the next part tomorrow.